Hi, it's Matthew. Welcome back for day 2 of the Matthew Brown graphic novel live stream reading marathon. It's very nice to know that you may be out there. So I welcome people back. If you are there, if you could write me a comment just to let me know you're there, would be good to make sure that like the video is working and stuff. And I'm going to be presenting the cliff today. I'll just wait a few minutes. The music for today is going to be all by Eric Dolphy. Eric Dolphy is an amazing musician, so creative, beautiful work. He could play in traditional blues and jazz, and he was very well versed in classical, but he was also an avant-gardist. So, what can I say? When I first heard his music, that brought me into jazz. And I think it's appropriate for The Cliff, which is the longest book I've ever done, the longest thing I've tried to do. And so I've got a little walk through history today to share with anybody who happens to be watching, which is showing the original form of the book and then what it ended up being, which was over a span of more than 10 years. So I hope that the volume is okay. Again, if anybody is there and watching, if you want to type me a text just to let me know you're there. Is the balance of the music okay? And just let me know if you're there and if everything is groovy, if everything is working out. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to be reading The Cliff today. So I brought some of my old Cliff paraphernalia here, if such a thing can be said to exist. This is the original form of The Cliff, which came out as you can see, as a zine format, mini comic. And the year for this is 2005. As you can see, that's the original first page, 2005. And this first chapter sat for years until I decided to continue the story, because I didn't have any idea for continuing it. So this book, which is chapters 1 and 2, came out, or I put it out in 2012. And there you can see that first image again. So that, between 2005 and 2012, is, let's see, I'm so good at math. That's a 7-year gap. And as you can see, this was like a large format book. So we had the first chapter 1 in 2005. And then in 2012, chapter 1 again, combined with chapter 2. So that had been a 7-year gap in which I did not draw comics at all. I was in architecture school, got totally burnt out, bitter, exhausted, and then took a job as a high school principal. And what was it that brought me back to doing comics? I wonder. This was chapter 3, and this came out in 2013. So here you can see, that's chapter 3. And again, it's like one of these large format jobbies. And then there was a chapter 4, which is getting pretty fat. As you can see, that was chapter 4, Heart of Brightness. And that came out in 2015. So by this point, my old friend and publisher from Montreal, Mark Tessier, had convinced me to come back to doing comics in a sneaky way by doing an anthology. But finally, as you can see, Edition Trip of Montreal put out this edition, and this finally came out in 2000 and... well, it's in here somewhere. Who cares, really? 2017, and this has chapter 5. So this book is what I'm going to read through today. So it spans at least 2005 to 2017. That's 12 years of stopping, starting, experiencing life and going through all kinds of stuff. So it's obviously an autobiography. Every work of art's an autobiography in some ways, but this is going to be an autobiography also, just because it took so long to do. It's like a record of time. Well, anyhow, like I said, if anyone's there and you want to write a comment or something, let me know how the sound is. What I'm going to do is I will switch over from doing this live camera a bit, and I will share the screen. So again, background music by Eric Dolphy for today, and I will be right back. You should be able to see the comic on your screen. All right, so please don't go away, because when I stop this, then the screen share will pop up. See you in a moment.